Yo, this your boy Nick's up next, back at it again with another video, and I just had to do a quick video with you guys. I had to because the biggest game defining patch has finally dropped, and it has the community in an uproar for some reason. I honestly don't understand it. I mean, I do, but I don't, because the patch, if you've seen it, again, I love the patch, especially the early returns, because again, 2K is listening to the real community, not the fake community, the real community. And this is just random gameplay, so I could just focus on talking to you guys. So essentially, the patch just basically nerfed a lot of cheese. So what do I mean by a lot of cheese? Essentially, fades, which is one of the hardest shots, if not the hardest shot in the game. Specifically, fade three-pointers, which these point guards were abusing. Long distance fades. And just coming off screen fades, which are in real life hard shots. They're not easy. They're super difficult. You should not be able to spam them favorably to make them. Like, you just shouldn't be able to do it. It's just a difficult shot to do. So the fact that they nerfed those and then they made bump stills smarter. Again, I'm not in favor of just getting bumped and dropping the ball. I still do hate that. But again, what point guards, I would say since like 2K21, for me at least, point guards were able to just have dribble moves, and they can dribble right in front of your body. Just dribble right in front of you, right into your body, and they wouldn't lose the ball. Even if you had a high steal, even if you had good position, you could literally, there's so many replays. I don't even have to do edits. There's just so many continuous replays over and over and over and over where dudes are just dribbling through you, and they're not penalized for actually moving the ball, one, because they ball hog, and two, they're not penalized by dribbling into you. And to be honest, that's an art. Because in any basketball player, if you just have good handles, you still are going to get your buckets. And that's the thing. A lot of these guys are not actually good scorers. They're good spammers. Let me say that again. A lot of these guys are not good scorers. They're good spammers. So they could do a whole bunch of dribble moves because they got a bunch of badges that protect them from dropping the ball, even though they should drop the ball. So now you just have a bunch of YouTubers, specifically YouTubers, crying because the play style that made them famous or that gets them a lot of wins, now they actually have to play the damn sport. And I think that's the problem in itself. A lot of these YouTubers, one, they don't actually like basketball outside of 2K. It's very clear. They just don't like the sport of basketball and what basketball actually is. So anytime they actually have to do it, it actually bothers them, and they get bored by it, and they don't want to play the game. Because in basketball, as you see, look at how many passes have been made already. Like, you don't ISO too much. 3, 4, 5. Even though that's a turnover, it's multiple passes being made. Multiple. It's multiple guys. Already 3 passes right away. You're not seeing a bunch of ISO dribbling in front of people. And the problem is, within 2K, a lot of people are dribbling in front of people's bodies. They're doing a bunch of crossovers that never got dropped or never got clipped, and they're still scoring. So now 2K say, no, we doing away with that cheese. And now a lot of guys who are dribbling in front of people, they're losing the ball. You dribbled off his knee. In real life, you try to dribble in front of a guy and he puts his body in front of you, you're dropping the ball. It's just basic physics. And it's funny, you guys can go on Twitter, you don't even need me. They're just getting upset. Like, you don't even need a steal. To be honest, the stealing mechanic is wrong anyways in theory, because not all the time in basketball you're just stealing the ball on ball steals. Actually, I feel like on ball steals are actually way more rare than anything else. The way you're really good at steals is, one, playing the lanes if you're smart and you're not jumping 10 feet in the lane like you're fucking Darrell Revis. 2, you got good anticipation skills. That's just you, your own IQ, not 2K just giving you extra feet for no fucking reason. And then number 3, positioning. Positioning, as you guys have followed me, what have I always preached? Positioning, whether it's offensive positioning or defensive positioning, they need to reward positioning. And if you're a good scorer, you're going to be able to get yourself to still get buckets. Scores, real good scores, should not be hurt. But if you're a cheese scorer and you're a trash scorer, you should significantly see your game go down. Like significantly, because if all you do is dribble through bodies and you relied on the ball never getting touched because the dribbling patterns you did always went through guys, I can understand you being upset. If you relied on getting the screen from the big man like this and then doing a pull-up fade, like somebody would have did a pull-up fade right there and getting an automatic green, you're going to be mad. If you relied on tempo shooting and running to the corners and doing a bunch of fades, I can see you being upset, because that's the only way some of you weak niggas would win. And I just think that's a problem, because that's not basketball. You don't see a game, even with Steph Curry, because they love using Steph Curry and Jamal Crawford, and they never actually watch them plays. These dudes don't spam screens to do fades. They actually don't play like that. They're such mastery scorers. These guys can score in a variety of ways. Yes, they can shoot the occasional fade, Jamal Crawford and Steph Curry. But Steph Curry has floaters, he has a mid-range, he can play make, he can move without the ball, and he can pass the ball and relocate. But these guys don't focus on those elements of the game. So whenever they do, and this is what I talked about, they have to do something else. Now it's a problem. Now I can't just run around a screen and fade. This game is ass. No, you are the actual one that sucks, and you don't actually appreciate the sport. Now, am I asking the game to be super old school and slow and not fun? No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. See, that's a bump still right there. He dribbled right into a dude's knee. That's clean. Am I personally saying that the game needs to be super slow, super boring? No, I'm not saying that. And honestly, the perfect thing right now, I like where standstill shooting is at. And if you can get to your spots, I like where shooting is at if you can get to your spots cleanly. And that's where I'm at. But I don't know, people got their panties, you know the type of people that got their panties in a bunch. Now they just can't do toxic gameplay, and now they're mad. This is the biggest patch. I haven't played the game yet right now, so I don't know how it's going to affect me, because I don't play like that anyways. I like to move the ball, I like to cut, I like to defend, I like to get to my spots. I don't like to just spam dribble. People be thinking they're really good at dribbling, when in reality you just got unpluckable on Hall of Fame and can't nobody rip you because you're dribbling through my whole body and my positioning, and they don't make you lose the ball when you should be. But I think it's a good thing. And it's just a bunch of dudes crying, talking about, oh, it's not a good game, like the Nadexes or the Chicos, or it's just dudes you know who they've cheated or they have exploited the game before. They don't even give a damn about real ball. They don't even care. And that's the thing with this community that makes it so toxic, is that 2K was born on real basketball. That's what made it better than any other game. I get to play a real fun basketball, because when live became way too arcadey and way too bullshitty, it wasn't fun. And obviously, besides the microtransactions, because we hate those, there's nothing I can do about that. I can complain about how much money it costs, but I don't buy shit anyways. But it's the game has gotten to a point where if I'm gonna be paying these prices, I need to feel like I'm getting rewarded for making the right reads at all time. And too many times in this game, you get more rewarded for cheese. I remember I played a guy, and this is the way I'm going to end a video. He was doing step back fades the entire game, and he greened it at like a 40 to 50% clip. And you should not be able to do that. You just shouldn't. You shouldn't be able to do any of that stuff, because that's just not basketball. Don't get me wrong, if you can do a step back fade, or you have the ability to do a step back, that's what you do in case you just can't create space going downhill, so you step back. But it's not an easy shot. It's actually a very difficult shot, and it's hard to hit. So the fact that people were spamming it and hitting it at a high clip, it's no NBA player does that. Not even the best shooter does that. So why the fuck are you doing it at a 60, 70, 80, 90% clip if some of y'all are not using Zens? So I think it's a dub for the actual basketball heads of community. Again, I want people to have fun. I'm not saying the game should be boxy or nothing like that. I just think, again, 2K26 was starting off as a good game and then started getting cheesy when people, again, once again, the same type of players found the exploits. I'm gonna fade, 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 come off a screen, come off a screen, fade, fade, fade. I'm gonna make a big center rebounder. All he does is rebound and dunk, and I'm just gonna come off the screen and fade threes, fade threes, fade threes. And it's like nobody, like not one soul, constantly shoots fade threes. Like 10 fade threes in a game or 5 fade threes, and it's just niggas don't do that. Like, and not at an accurate level unless it's not like a career high game and they just hot. So other than that, check out the patch, check out the game. Let me know what you think. Again, quick video, just wanted to give you guys my analysis and my thoughts on the patch and stuff like that. Just because, again, it's a lot of people crying and, oh, the game is not fun and I'm getting bump stills, and then look at every footage. Don't even look at me. Go online and look at all the footages. All their dribbling is trash. They're dribbling into people's knees. They're dribbling into people's bodies. They're putting the ball right in front of a defender. They're not even moving the ball. And again, a lot of these guards or these dudes who have these dribbling builds, they're addicted to not passing. So goddamned if you have to actually move the ball around like a regular basketball player has to do. No, they just want to ISO you to fucking death and not give a damn. So other than that, this is your boy Nick's Up Next, and I'm out.